rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rants and Raves. This is another Steph takeover episode in case you haven't figured it out. I'm not Gary Kay, but I am here with Brian Mazzaros of OpenEye Global, and he's also here representing DSF. Hey Brian, how's it going?
Hey Steph, good. How are you?
Good. So first of all, tell me a little bit about DSF. What does it do? How can you join? And what's going on right now?
Yeah, so Digital Signage Federation. So obviously we're one of the only organizations that focuses on the digital signage industry, primarily around education, best practices, really creating awareness for members and for others that are interested or practitioners of digital signage to help them gain awareness, to better understand trends and what's happening in the industry. And so very much an advocacy towards the industry. So continuing to grow in membership. We've been around for well over a decade plus. Covering all aspects of the industry as well, from hardware to software to agencies and even end users as well are all members.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So it does bring a lot of value to the industry. I think digital signage is one of those areas I think a lot of people in AV are trying to get into, but don't really know how. They have a lot of questions. They're like, I know that this is important, but I don't know how to get into this market. So you guys can obviously help them a lot with that. What kind of events do you guys have coming up?
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things that we do a lot of is networking events and education. So through the course of the year, we host a series of called Meet and Mingle events that take place throughout the country, always at either just different members' offices that happen or different unique sites that are worth talking about. And we have one coming up in February, towards the end of the month on February 22nd. Over at CCS Presentations, their new headquarters in Mesa, Arizona, which I think was CI recognized it as for one of their recent awards. But we're hosting an event there, and the way they're structured is there's an education component. There's usually a tour, which in this case, obviously, we're taking a tour through CCS, and then there's an amazing mingle part towards the end. So nice networking. Just through people that are within that area or other ones that do fly in for it. We also have a couple later this year, one in May in Tampa, and then also in Philly later the year around September. So
Very cool.
we're trying to kind of mix it up, kind of spread it out throughout the country, so it's not always just on one coast versus the other. So
I see what you did there, mix and mingle event. You're mixing it up.
we're all mixing it up, and we're mingling too.
So are these open to members, non-members, people may be interested in joining? Like who all can come to these?
Yeah, they're open to both. So, obviously to our members, but also we welcome those that are not, that are just interested and curious to see what we're about, to, if they're in the area as well. Anyone is welcome to attend. So, we do offer that up.
And in terms of like the education that it covers, I'm sure there's like a different topic every time. Like what's that look like?
Yeah, it's always something different. And, part of it depends on what's trending. Part of it depends upon where we're at and who we're partnering with, if it's the host or the tour that we're going on. So it does vary, but we always try to, focus in on, again, best practices, education.
Cool.
In this case, in February, we're going to be talking about a couple of project installs in that area in the casino vertical, and then also a little bit around some esports, which we'll be talking about with CCS and corporate communications. So a nice mix. So there's the mixed part.
Yeah. There's another mixed part.
End, right? So,
a lot of things are mixing here.
we do a good job of that.
So you guys have AC members too. So who are these members and how can you help these type of members further their exposure into digital signage?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously as an organization, we have different tiers of membership, and but we have a tier where our AC members, which are those that are really advocates of the industry, and we're working with them and helping them gain more exposure. They're involved in all our meet and mingles, plus other events that we have through the course of the year. And those groups are really ones that do help support us, just in terms of their organization, to members, to, key ones that are always willing to volunteer, to be advocates, and to draw. And in return, too, we try to obviously help promote them and work with them. And I mean, just to kind of give you an idea, I mean, that is, AUO, Legrand, Sony, Navari, Snap Install, GDS, Crimson, and i5 LED. So we have a nice mix. There's a theme. There's a theme here.
We're sticking with the mix.
And they bring them all together. But it's I'm sorry, and Creative Realities as well is also part of it. And so, each one of them brings a different flair, because it's not just, CMS to software to agency. So, which again, it's the way this industry continues to grow. Those are all different aspects, and that we, try to incorporate with the membership. So.
Right. But they're all important, and they're all important like facets of what digital signage even means. But you guys have a lot of upcoming partnerships too. You guys do a lot of really cool partnerships within the industry.
Yeah, that's one of the things too, because we're in a sense, we're agnostic. I mean, we're not just, I think for what we were used to be in the beginning, we were aligned with so many different shows now. And part of that is just to try to create exposure for our members.
Yeah.
And also kind of realizing, I mean, you said it before, I mean, digital signage there's so many verticals that are focusing on it. And, rather than everyone duplicating efforts, we kind of approach and say, let us help you.
Right.
And really help you with education, and even bringing along some of our members. So, we have a great relationship with Infocom. DSE, we also do work with. And then we're also now working on a pavilion with Shop Association. They have a marketplace event for retail. And so obviously we're trying to get into our members exposed more into retail vertical. We've done work in the past with IAPA as well, so the theme entertainment space. So ones like that are really, creates value. It goes both ways. I mean, it has to create value for them as much as it does for us. Yeah. And obviously with rAVe too, so which is kind of very timely.
Yeah,
you guys are be going on. So, but that's those relationships are really important to us, because I think we're all trying to do the same thing with educating people on digital.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's important to us too, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to put forth the best content. So it's great for us to partner with organizations like you guys. And we are partnering for Launch Week 9, which is coming up. It's March 18th through 21st. And we have multiple DSF members who are going to be, at the helm of a few different sessions. So we're excited. You're going to be moderating a panel for us, which is really exciting. You're going to be moderating the digital signage update. Lex Evans is going to be on the Why Your EdTech Systems Need to Be Up to Date panel. And then Wade Johnston is going to be on the live streaming in a corporate world panel. So that just kind of goes to show how far digital signage spans, because some of these panels are not even on digital signage day. It's just kind of digital signage reaches a lot of other markets. It's important.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crossover in so many different verticals. So it's hard I know there's digital signage day, but it's a little unfair, because we get involved in the education side, we get involved in corporate communications and the retail side. So there's just so much to cover. So we're just spreading out all over.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see, where digital signage goes in the next year. I think this is going to be a very interesting year for multiple AV facets, and this is going to be one of them. So yeah, I think I'm excited to be part of that. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, we're excited to team up with you guys. So this is fun. It's always fun.
Yeah. Well, last question I have for you is, where can people reach out to you if they have any questions, and where can people, go to find out more about DSF if they're interested in becoming a member?
Yeah, so I said, first and foremost, best resource is digitalsignagefederation.org. So you'll learn all about the membership, different levels, events that are coming up. And then, same handle on LinkedIn, which I know everyone is on. And then also onto Twitter. I say would be the three good resources. We've been very active on our social posts, and as well as keeping updated information on LinkedIn, and also we're on Instagram as well. So we try to be a little colorful there. Certainly, anyone who wants to reach out to me, it's bmazzaros@openeyglobal.com. You can reach me there. Happy to answer any questions. LinkedIn as well. So one way or another, all of us are spread around there. There's plenty of board familiar faces on the Digital Signage Federation board that I think people know as well that are great resources for information. And of course, if you are in Phoenix, I highly recommend coming to hang out with us and to mingle and see a little bit of the mixing. But it's always a fun event. I think that's the one thing with this industry is that it's, for as big as it is, it's also so close. And it's just a fun environment to network through. So.
And I was saying before this, like any of your networking events, I highly recommend, like for those people out there with social anxiety like me, like your events are always like nice, very like, like it's not just like this huge party where you can't really talk to anyone. It's like nice, it's gentle, like, a lot of brewery vibes, which are just like that. It's so much easier to network.
Right. It's so much more easier, like a good beer and a good conversation.
It's so much easier to go up and talk to people you don't know in an environment like that. So yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend. If you are in the area, go.
we need like a Digital Signage Federation Yelp page.
Yeah, I'll give you 5 stars.
Where to go on a Thursday night? It's a DSF event.
It's a DSF event. Well, thank you so much, Brian. As always, it was a joy getting to catch up with you. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Steph.
Of course. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.